Hello and welcome to my personality slide deck presentation. In this presentation, I'm going to be talking to you all about the personality type that I was given after I took the Myers-Briggs personality test. And that personality type is the INFP, the mediator. So Myers-Briggs categorizes their personality types under four main letters. Those letters for me are I, N, F, and P. I stands for introvert, N stands for intuitive, F stands for feeling, and P stands for perceiving. So what is the opposite of my personality type, you may ask? Well, the opposite of my personality type is the ESTJ, and ESTJ is extroverted, sensing, thinking, and judging. Now I will go over the strengths of my personality type. According to Myers-Briggs, mediators are idealistic, meaning that they have an unshaken belief that all people are inherently good. This lends itself to an incredibly resilient attitude in the face of hardship. The next strength is that people with the mediator personality type have no interest in having power over others, and don't really care for dominating attitudes whatsoever. They prefer to have a more democratic approach and work hard to ensure that every voice and perspective is heard equally. Next, a live and let live attitude comes naturally to mediators, and they dislike being constrained by rules. Mediators often give the benefit of the doubt too, and so long as their principles and ideas are not being challenged, they'll support others' right to do what they think is right. Another strength is that mediators combine their visionary nature with their open-mindedness to allow them to see things from unconventional perspectives. Being able to connect many far-flung dots into a single theme, it's no wonder that many mediators are celebrated poets and authors. Finally, when something captures a mediator's imagination and speaks to their beliefs, they go all in, dedicating their time, energy, and thoughts and emotions to the project. Their shyness keeps them from the podium, but they are the first to lend a helping hand where it's needed. Now I'll go over some of the weaknesses of this personality type. Mediators sometimes see themselves as selfish, but only because they want to give so much more than they are able to. This becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy as they try to push themselves to commit to a chosen cause or person, forgetting to take care of the needs of others in their lives, and especially themselves. Next up, when something captures a mediator's imagination, they can neglect practical matters like day-to-day maintenance and simple pleasures. Sometimes people with this personality type will take this asceticism so far as to neglect eating and drinking as they pursue their passion or cause. Here's another weakness of this personality type. Mediators are often so focused on the big picture that they forget the forest is made of individual trees. Mediators are in tune with emotions and morality, and when the facts and data contradict their ideals, it can be a real challenge for them. Another weakness is that mediators often take challenges and criticisms personally rather than as inspiration to reassess their positions. Avoiding conflict as much as possible, mediators will put a great deal of time and energy into trying to align their principles and their criticisms into a middle ground that satisfies everybody. The final weakness of the mediator is that we are private, reserved, and self-conscious. This makes us notoriously difficult to really get to know, and our need for these qualities contributes to the guilt we often feel for not giving more of ourselves to those we care about. Now I'll go over the topic of friendship. The true friends of people with this personality type tend to be few and far between, but those that make the cut are often friends for life. The challenge is the many dualities that this type harbors when it comes to being sociable. We crave the depth of mutual human understanding, but tire easily in social situations. We are excellent at reading into others' feelings and motivations, but are often unwilling to provide others the same insight into ourselves. It's as though mediators like the idea of human contact, but not the reality of social contact. It is perhaps more challenging for mediators to find a satisfying career than any other type. We find the idea of spending long years at school to achieve a degree a formidable undertaking, but at the same time it's what's necessary to advance in a field that rings true for us. We just want to be doing what we love without the stress and rigor of professional life. In the workplace, mediators face the challenge of taking their work and their profession personally. To mediators, if what they do doesn't mean anything, it isn't really worth doing. And this sense of moral purpose in their work colors everything from how they respond to authority to how they express it. Mediators are dreamy idealists, meaning they dream of the perfect relationship, forming an image of this pestled ideal that is their soulmate. This is a role that no person can hope to fill, and people with this personality need to recognize that nobody's perfect, and that relationships take compromise, understanding, and effort. Since meteors want to lead others forward, they'll find no greater opportunity than in parenthood. Meteor parents are warm, loving, and supportive, and take incredible joy in the wide-eyed wonder of their children as they explore, learn, and grow. People with this personality will give their children freedom to do this, keeping an open mind and allowing them to gain their own sense of understanding. In conclusion, I am poetic and kind-hearted. My altruism and vivid imagination allow me to overcome many obstacles, more often than not brightening the lives of those around me. My creativity is invaluable in many areas, including my own personal growth. Yeah, I can be easily tripped up in areas where idealism and altruism are more of a liability than an asset.